Many of you in the States probably have never heard of the fiery Ornella Muti before. She definitely is a whole lot of woman. From posing bare in her teens for men's magazines behind her mother's back, to ensuring her breasts for $350,000 because her bust was her biggest assets. From prison sentences and dinners with Vladimir Putin. We are about to get deep into the life of this gorgeous woman who was once deemed the most beautiful woman in the world by the Italian press. But every story has a beginning. But before we jump into her childhood, hey friend, welcome to my channel karinealourde, where we deep dive and break down the most iconic stars through history. If you're not yet subscribed, please be sure to do so. And if you're already subscribed, please turn on your notification bell so you never miss an upload. Now let's get into this video. So once upon a time in the heart of Rome in March 9th, 1955, a star was born, Francesca Romana Ravella, better known as Ornella Muti. Her dad was a news writer and her mom a sculptor. She wasn't an only child. She had an older sister named Claudia who looked a lot like her. You might be surprised to know that this Italian cinema sensation has Russian blood running through her veins. Her grandparents had made a long journey from Leningrad to Estonia before finally settling in Italy. When Francesca was just 10, tragedy struck. Her father passed away, leaving her mother to fend for the family. Money was tight, but they managed. Francesca grew into a beautiful young woman by the age of 13, looking a little older than what she actually was, and this would get her into a lot of trouble. She had a secret during this time. She began posing bare for art classes, all without her mother's knowledge or consent. She was also gracing the pages of men's magazines. It wasn't long before her secret came out, not just to her mom, but also to her school. The uproar almost got her kicked out of school, but considering her family's tough situation, the school gave her a second chance. The actress spoke about how she suffered a lot of unwanted attention as a pretty young woman in Rome in a time where women had no voices. She said, and I quote, "In the bus in Rome, when I was a young girl, the old people made me sit even if the bus was empty. I had clusters of men around and not to hear the males leaning back. My friends and I would put the long towels on us and tried to cover up. But if you rebelled, you were hunted like a WHORE from the bus itself. It was your fault even if they touched you without your consent. Do you realize how hard a woman's life is?" End quote. She wouldn't discuss further on her experiences as it was traumatizing to her. So maybe psychologically, this is why she appeared to be so free sensually and had a distorted view of sensuality at such a young age. Poor girl. Soon after, her older sister Claudia, who harbored dreams of being a movie star, dragged Francesca along to a casting call for the Most Beautiful Wife, directed by Damiano Damiani. Funny enough, Claudia didn't get the part. Although Ornella was never really interested in acting, she was convinced to take the lead role. It was Damiani's idea to change her name to Ornella Muti, as another well-known Italian actress already bore the same name as her, and thus the star was born. Now let's get into her career. When she was just 14, Ornella Muti stepped into the world of acting with her debut film, The Most Beautiful Wife, back in 1970. It wasn't a straight shot to stardom, but it marked the start of her journey in the movie industry. From then on, she had a steady stream of income. Most of her early roles were in low-budget films brimming with titillating scenes, but she didn't mind. She was just happy to be working. Her big break came in 1974 when she landed a role in the comedy Romanzo Popolare. That same year, another hit movie, Appassionato, was released, marking a successful year for the young actress. Things took a significant turn in Muti's career when her performance in La Dernière Femme, where she got to sink her teeth into a more profound role. Her performance was so compelling that people started comparing her to legendary Italian actresses Sophia Loren and Gina Lollobrigida, and I did videos for both fabulous women, but I'll have Gina's video pinned in the comments for you guys because she just had an interesting life. Her status as a rising star was further cemented with movies like La Stanza del Vescovo and I Nuovi Mostri. Muti became a household name after her role in Il Bispettico Domato. The movie was a huge hit, especially in the USSR. Apart from Italian cinema, Muti also made her mark in European films. She appeared in the sci-fi blockbuster Flash Gordon, the drama Un Amour de Swan. In the early 90s, she crossed the pond to star in American films including the comedy Oscar and Once Upon a Crime. The 2000s saw her continue to shine in films like Jet Set and To Rome with Love. Through all these roles, Ornella Muti proved that she was a force to be reckoned with in the world of cinema. Her beauty did not go unnoticed. She was an obsession in Italian cinema and even globally for a long time. She was dubbed the most beautiful woman in the world, and everyone wanted to know her beauty secrets and beauty routine. The seductive beauty became the first Italian woman to undress on the big screen. She did not hesitate to be photographed for men's magazines. Her secret is simple. Ornella exercises. She has no bad habits, tries to get enough sleep, about 9 hours every night, and look at everything with optimism. There is no alcohol in the actress' life, and according to Ornella herself, she does not like the very state of intoxication when the situation slips out of control. I don't drink alcohol at all because I see that it deforms my personality. My face changes, and not for the better. I don't smoke. I try to sleep as much as possible. I do gymnastics every day according to a special program designed for me. But each of us know for himself what is good for him and what is bad, Ornella said. The actress never eats heated food. Yes, she doesn't eat heated food, okay? And eats only freshly prepared dishes from quality products grown without the use of chemicals. There is no place for smoked delicacies, fast foods on her plate. She is also very moderate with regards to sweets. Diets are pathetic attempts to change your way of eating, she believes. Why waste time on trying when you can initially build your nutrition correctly and at the same time make it tasty and healthy? She based her diet on a Mediterranean diet, replete with vegetables, fruits, whole grains, olive oil, fish, and seafood. Ornella Muti consumes very little meat also. The fourth secret is to drink a lot of water. Ornella Muti always has clean, natural water at her fingertips no matter what she does. To take a few sips of water every hour of life is so natural and so good for health and beauty, she said. The fifth secret of beauty is a woman's own money and financial independence, and I love this from her. She believes that financial security gives a sense of stability and confidence in the future, and this perfectly relieves stress and brings peace of mind, says Ornella Muti. Fans also like to speculate about her getting plastic surgeries, and she in turn remains silent and confesses only to cosmetic procedures as well as all kinds of peels like chemical peels, masks, and massages. However, experts regularly find traces of plastic surgery on the star's face and reports them to the public. If there is a woman who is happy to discuss her life with the press, it is this woman. Yet at the same time, she doesn't disclose anything. She is so private, and she does not discuss anything she doesn't want to disclose. For someone so private, she is also very good at allowing people to think that she's not. She stated, and I quote, "I've always been very timid and still a very timid person. All that I did not like in people, I tried to find in myself and get rid of it. Everything I liked, I tried to obtain. Each of us knows what is good and what is bad for him. Although I love to chat, I will not say anything superfluous. I speak German, Italian, French, Spanish, and English. I'm sentimental, but there's nothing wrong with that. I am very silent and always tried to stay somewhere in the corner and watch other people." Unquote. I love this most about her personality. It is said on her fan websites that her favorite color is black, so leave a black heart in the comments for her. Now, in terms of her affairs and marriages, in the early days of her acting journey, Ornella Muti fell head over heels for a charming young Italian man. This love story was far from a fairy tale though. After a while, she found out she was pregnant, but instead of being overjoyed, her beau turned his back on her because he was already married and his wife was also expecting a baby. Ornella, strong and determined, chose to keep her baby despite the man's insistence on her terminating the pregnancy. She never spilled the beans about who the guy was. The world only knew that he left her high and dry. And despite everything, Ornella gave birth to a beautiful baby girl, Nike, and embraced motherhood with grace and courage. In the following year, Ornella decided to tie the knot with Alessio Arano, her co-star in her first film. However, this marriage hit a rough patch and they parted ways. Alessio, in a shocking revelation, told everyone that he wasn't Nike's father, a fact that was unknown to the media media until then. This revelation caused quite a stir and started to tarnish Ornella's reputation. The actress then found love again in Federico Facchinetti, a producer. They had 2 children together, a boy named Andrea and a girl named Carolina. But this marriage too wasn't without its share of troubles. It came to light that Federico was involved in shady financial dealings, writing bad checks under Ornella's name and losing huge amounts of money at the casino. Once the truth was out, Ornella agreed to clear Federico's debts in exchange for a divorce. And in 1998, Ornella found love for the 3rd time, Stefano Piccolo, a plastic surgeon who was a decade younger than her. Age didn't matter to them, and they enjoyed a happy marriage until 2008. Today, the actress is in a relationship with Fabrice Kerherve, a whiz in network marketing. Through all the ups and downs, Ornella Muti has remained strong, proving that she's not just a talented actress, but also a resilient woman. In her later career in 2008, Muti introduced her own line of jewelry and opened several shops around the world. Now let's get into this Russian scandal. Back in 2015, Ornella Muti found herself in a bit of a pickle with the Italian court. They handed her a sentence of 8 months in jail, and you might be wondering, what could an actress possibly do to deserve such a punishment? Well, here's the scoop. Muti was all set to perform on stage for 3 nights in December 2010, but just before the show, she called in sick and instead hopped on a plane to St. Petersburg, Russia. She attended a glitzy gala, rubbing shoulders with none other than Russian President Vladimir Putin and Hollywood actor Kevin Costner. The note from the doctor said she was down with a severe trachea inflammation, complete with a fever, cough, and hoarse voice. The doctor prescribed 5 days of rest and advised her against using her voice, but when photos of her partying with Putin at the gala surfaced, the theater took action. Muti defended herself by saying, "I would have gone anyway. I only anticipated the departure given the impossibility to act that evening. It wasn't an excuse. The show consisted of a shouted monologue over an hour that I couldn't have supported, but a hoarse voice does not prevent you from attending a dinner," end quote. The court warned her that she'd end up behind bars if she didn't pay the theater 30,000 euros as compensation, but Muti claimed she didn't have the money. To add to her woes, Italian media reported that she was evicted from her home in Rome in 2017 due to an outstanding debt of $89,000 plus to a real estate agency. Muti also faced backlash for expressing her love for Russians. She found herself in hot water when asked about the Ukraine-Russia conflict. She hesitated before saying, "I am half Russian and it is an issue that does not belong to me. I love the Russians very much and they love me, and I'm sorry about that. War is always wrong," end quote. When asked who the aggressor was, she chose to remain silent, causing a stir in the public eye. On February 1st, 2022, the actress announced that she would like to obtain Russian citizen. She told TASS, "It would be nice for me to get citizenship because it is part of my culture associated with my mother. She died this year and it would be a gift for her." And according to her, she is gradually collecting the necessary documents, but much rests on the complexity of the Italian bureaucracy. Muti also said that she has been studying Russian for a long time, but so far she has not been able to speak fluently. So if you're Italian, I would love to hear your thoughts on this. How does the justice system handle debts in Italy? I really didn't know owing someone money could land you in jail. And what do you think about the backlash she received for her comments about Russia? Me personally, as a Haitian, if America went into war with Haiti right now, because I'm also a patriot of America and a citizen of America, I still would not denounce my people because it's in my blood, just because the greedy politicians and leaders, want to go to war and send innocent people to war. That's just my thoughts on it. These countries have conflict with each other and the people suffer, so I don't know what they were expecting from her. That's my opinion, but I know it's a sensitive topic, so I'm curious to see what you guys think on that. Should she have denounced her people, half of who she is, because of a war she probably don't even understand? Comment below your thoughts. But in July 2022, Muti was criticized by the far right for supporting the legislation of cannabis in Italy. So she was pro-cannabis, although she doesn't do substances, and she faced some backlash for that too, being called a bad influence. Another thing, she never really liked being a sensual symbol, an icon, because she said in her life, sex is what she desires the least. But she was always called a symbol. She just struck me as a woman who knew the power of her beauty beauty and use it to her advantage, because even the photos that she was doing when she was young, she did it because she saw the struggle of her mom also, and she wanted to financially help out how she could, but she did it behind her back, and you know, Loki was trying to help, but it didn't end up helping. So I think it was just one of those things of using your beauty to just make it in life, because they were really struggling. And even in the movie scene, it's so interesting how some of the most beautiful women we've broken down on this channel, the most bombshell, gorgeous ones, never really like to be associated with their beauty or really care for their sensuality. And they just use it to get their way. Like Marilyn Monroe, they will give you a whole persona and it's not even who they are. They tend to be more private, more reclusive, very intelligent. Ornella is very well spoken. Like if you hear her interviews and stuff, even if you have it translated into Italian, into English, because she have a lot of them in Italian, she is very, very well spoken, very educated, and you can tell she's a very smart woman, very intelligent woman, and she leads with her beauty to get ahead. But you see, every now and then you'll catch peaks of her intelligence and it will seep out, okay? But leave a black heart in the comment for her, and don't forget to check out my Gina Lolo Brigida video. Comment below who else would you guys like to see. If you like the music you're listening to, the link is in the description. I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time.